You're 22 years old. You're standing in a warehouse in Detroit. There's a chain-link fence cage in the middle of the room. 200 people are surrounding it. They're yelling, betting, drinking. Inside the cage, two men are fighting. No rules, no referee, no rounds. They fight until one of them can't continue. You just won your first fight. 3 minutes. You broke the other guy's jaw. You made $500. But your hands are broken. Your ribs are cracked. You're bleeding from a cut above your eye. And someone just asked if you want to fight again next week. For $1,000. You say yes. Because you're broke. Because you're desperate. Because you just discovered you're really good at hurting people. This is level 1. This is underground fighting. And once you start, your body will never be the same. You're 22 years old. You grew up fighting. Not for sport. For survival. You got into street fights in high school. Bar fights in your early 20s. You're naturally aggressive. Naturally violent. And you're good at it. You never trained formally. No martial arts. No boxing gym. You just learned by doing. Throwing punches. Taking punches. Getting back up. One day a guy at a bar sees you fight. 3 guys jumped you in the parking lot. You put all 3 in the hospital. The guy approaches you. You ever thought about fighting for money? You hadn't. But you're broke. Working construction for $15 an hour. Living paycheck to paycheck. So you say yes. He takes you to a warehouse. It's an underground fight. No athletic commission. No licenses. No regulations. Just a cage and a crowd. Your opponent is bigger than you. Heavier. Meaner looking. But when the fight starts, you realize something. He's slow. Untrained. Just a brawler like you. You dodge his punches. You counter. You hit him in the jaw. He drops. You keep hitting. The crowd is screaming. Someone pulls you off. You won. First round knockout. They hand you $500 in cash. Your hands are destroyed. But you made more in 3 minutes than you make in a week at construction. You fight once a month for the next year. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose. The money varies. $500 to $1,000 per fight. You're developing a reputation. You're tough. You don't quit. You can take damage and keep fighting. But the damage is adding up. Your nose has been broken 3 times. Your jaw has been fractured. You have scar tissue above both eyes. Your hands hurt constantly. But you're making money. And honestly, you like it. The adrenaline. The violence. The respect. You're somebody in this world. People know your name. People fear you. But underground fighting has no safety. No medical staff. No corner doctors to stop fights. One night, you watch a guy die in the cage. Brain hemorrhage. He took too many hits. Collapsed after the fight. Died on the concrete floor. No ambulance. No help. The promoter paid people to dispose of the body. You realize something. This could be you. Every time you step in that cage, you could die. And nobody would care. There's no insurance. No benefits. No safety net. Just violence and cash. And you keep fighting anyway. Because what else are you going to do? Underground fighting is legal in only a few states with strict regulation. Everywhere else, it's illegal, unregulated, and deadly. These aren't athletes. These are desperate people destroying their bodies for rent money. You're 24 now. You've fought 20 times. Won 15. Lost 5. You're building a record. A reputation. And then someone approaches you. A promoter. Not a warehouse promoter. A real promoter. He runs semi-legal fights in an actual venue. A nightclub basement. Rented gym spaces. Places with audiences willing to pay $50 to $100 to watch. I can get you better fights. Better money. But you need to train. Really train. You agree. He connects you with a gym. An MMA gym. You start training properly for the first time. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Wrestling. Muay Thai. Boxing. You're learning technique. You realize you've been fighting like a caveman. All aggression, no skill. The gym teaches you to be efficient. To conserve energy. To finish fights faster. You also start taking steroids. Everyone at this level does. Testosterone. Trenbolone. PO. No drug testing in underground fights. So everyone uses. You get bigger. Stronger. Faster. But also more aggressive. More irritable. The roids mess with your head. But you're winning. And the money gets better. You're fighting twice a month now. $2,000 per fight. Sometimes $3,000 if there's good betting action. You quit construction. You're a full-time fighter now. Living off underground fights. It's not sustainable long-term. But for now it works. You also start to understand the business. The promoter takes 50% of the gate. The fighters split the other 50%. But the real money is in betting. The promoter controls the odds. Sometimes he asks you to take a dive. To lose on purpose. He offers you $10,000. More than you'd make winning. You say no the first time. You have pride. But the second time he asks, you say yes. Because $10,000 is $10,000. You throw the fight. You let the other guy hit you. You go down in the second round. You stay down. The crowd boos. They know. Everyone knows. But nobody says anything. Because this is how the game works. The promoter made $100,000 on bets that night. You made $10,000. And you lost your reputation. People call you a tomato can now. A guy who loses for money. But you don't care. Because you just made more in one night than you made in 6 months of winning. You start taking dives regularly. Some fights you win. Some you lose. Whatever pays more. You're not a fighter anymore. You're an actor. And your body is the stage. Fixed fights happen at every level of combat sports. From underground cages to professional boxing. When huge money is on the line, integrity becomes negotiable. Ever seen a fight that felt fake? It probably was. You're 27 years old. You've fought over 40 times. Your official record doesn't exist because these are illegal fights. But in the underground world, you're known. You're ranked. You're a top contender. And then you get the call. A promoter from overseas. Japan. They have legal underground fighting there. Organizations like Risen and smaller regional promotions. They want you to fight in Tokyo. $20,000 per fight. Plus travel. Plus accommodation. You say yes immediately. This is your shot at the big leagues. You fly to Tokyo. The event is in an arena. 5,000 people in attendance. This isn't a warehouse anymore. This is professional. There are cameras. Commentary. A real production. But the rules are still different from sanctioned MMA. Shorter rounds. Soccer kicks allowed. Head stomps allowed. It's more violent than UFC. And you love it. Your opponent is a Japanese fighter. Smaller than you. But technical. Fast. You knock him out in the first round. The crowd goes insane. You just became a star in Japan. You fight in Japan 4 times that year. You win 3. Lose 1. You make $80,000. More money than you've ever seen. You also start getting attention from American promoters. Bellator. Professional Fighters League. Even the UFC reaches out. But there's a problem. Your medical records. You've had 3 concussions in the last year. Your brain scans show damage. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Early stages. CD. The same disease that destroys boxers and football players. No sanctioned organization will clear you to fight. Your brain is too damaged. You're 27 years old and you're medically disqualified from professional fighting. So you go back underground. Because underground fights don't require medicals. Don't require brain scans. Don't require clearance. You just show up and fight. And you do. For another 2 years. You make good money. $10,000 to $30,000 per fight. You fight in America, Japan, Thailand, Brazil. You're an international underground fighter. But the symptoms are getting worse. Headaches, memory loss, mood swings, depression. You know what's happening. Your brain is dying. Every punch you take accelerates it, but you keep fighting. Because it's the only thing you know how to do. The only thing that makes you feel alive. CTE has no cure. Once brain damage starts, it only gets worse. Every punch accelerates the decay. And underground fighters get no medical monitoring. They fight until they can't remember their own names. You're 31 years old. You've fought over 60 times. You've won most of them. But your body is destroyed. Your hands are arthritic. Both shoulders have been dislocated multiple times. Your knees are bone on bone. No cartilage left. You've had 6 documented concussions. Probably 20 undocumented ones. Your face is scar tissue. Your nose has been broken 7 times. It doesn't even look like a nose anymore. You're 31 but you look 45. Fighting ages you in dog years. The money is still good. You're fighting for $30,000 to $50,000 now. You're a draw. People pay to see you fight because you're violent. You don't wrestle. You don't grapple. You just stand and trade punches until someone falls. It's not smart. But it's entertaining. And entertainment sells tickets. You also start training younger fighters. Teaching them what you know. Taking a cut of their purses. 20% of whatever they make. You're building a team. A stable of fighters. You're not just a fighter anymore. You're a coach. A manager. A business. But the violence is catching up to you. You have seizures now. Small ones. Your hands shake. You forget things. Conversations you just had. Where you parked your car. Your girlfriend's name sometimes. The CTE is progressing. Your doctor tells you to stop fighting. If you take one more serious hit, you could have a stroke. You could die. You ignore him. Because fighting is all you have. It's your identity. It's your income. It's your purpose. Without fighting, who are you? Just a broken man with brain damage and no skills. You fight 3 more times that year. Each fight is harder. Your reflexes are shot. Your timing is off. You take more damage. You're not winning anymore. You're surviving. And then it happens. A fight in Bangkok. Your opponent catches you with a head kick. You go down. You get back up. The fight continues. No referee stops it. You fight for 2 more minutes. Then you collapse. You wake up in a Thai hospital. You had a stroke. A minor one. But a stroke. You're 32 years old. Your fighting career is over. Not by choice. By medical necessity. If you fight again, you'll die. That's not a maybe. That's a certainty. The average career of a professional fighter is 7 to 10 years. Underground fighters? Well, way less. And almost none of them have health insurance or retirement plans. They fight until their bodies give out, then they're forgotten. You're 33 years old. You can't fight anymore. Doctor's orders. 1 more hit to the head could kill you. But you can't stop. Fighting is all you know. So you become a promoter. You have connections. You know fighters. You know venues. You know how the business works. You rent a warehouse. You build a cage. You start promoting underground fights. And you realize something. Promoters make way more money than fighters. Way more. Your first event, you clear $50,000. After expenses. After paying fighters. $50,000 for 1 night. You used to fight for $30,000 and risk your life. Now you're making more just by organizing. You run events twice a month. Sometimes 3 times if there's demand. You're making $100,000 a month. You're rich. For the first time in your life, you have real money. You buy a house. A nice car. You invest. You're building wealth. All from violence. All from exploiting desperate fighters just like you used to be. But promoting underground fights is dangerous. You're running illegal events. Gambling. No licenses. No regulations. The Athletic Commission is looking for you. The police are looking for you. And you're dealing with dangerous people. Gangsters who control gambling. Fighters who are violent criminals. Money launderers who use your events to clean cash. You're in deep with organized crime now. Not because you want it to be. But because that's who operates in this world. One night, a fight ends with a death. A fighter takes a head kick. Goes down. Doesn't get up. Brain hemorrhage. Dead before the ambulance arrives. You're responsible. Legally, morally, financially. The dead fighter's family sues you. The state launches an investigation. You're charged with manslaughter. Illegal gambling. Operating without a license. You're facing 10 years in prison. Your lawyer cuts a deal. You give up names. Venues. Fighters. Other promoters. You cooperate fully. In exchange, you get probation. No prison time. But you're out of the business. Permanently. The underground community blacklists you. You're a snitch. And snitches get hurt. You go into hiding. You move to a different state. You change your name. You start over. All that money you made? Gone. Legal fees. Settlements. Payoffs. You're broke again. And you're only 35 years old. Promoters make millions off fighters who make thousands. And when something goes wrong, fighters take the damage and promoters take the profits. Until the law catches up. The cycle of exploitation. You're 38 years old. 5 years out of the fight game. You tried to go straight. Got a regular job. Construction again. But your body can't handle it. Your back is destroyed. Your knees are shot. You can barely walk some days. The arthritis in your hands is so bad you can't make a fist. You're on painkillers constantly. Oxycodone. Percocet. Enough to numb the pain but not enough to function. You're addicted. You know it. But you don't care. The pain is unbearable without them. You're also broke. Again. That money you made promoting? Gone. You have nothing. No savings. No assets. No skills except violence. And you can't even do violence anymore. Your body won't let you. You try to get disability. But you can't prove your injuries came from fighting because all your fights were illegal. No medical records. No documentation. So you get denied. The government doesn't care. You destroyed your body for entertainment and profit. And now you're on your own. You start drinking. Heavily. To cope with the pain. The depression. The regret. You think about all the choices you made. The fights you took. The dives you threw. The fighters you exploited as a promoter. The death in your cage. You have nightmares about it. You see his face. The fighter who died. His eyes rolling back. His body seizing. You were responsible. And he's dead. And you're alive. But barely. You attempt suicide twice. Pills the first time. They pump your stomach. Hanging the second time. The rope breaks. You survive. You don't know if you're lucky or cursed. Your ex-girlfriend reaches out. She heard you're struggling. She offers to help. She gets you into rehab. 30 days. You detox from the pills. The alcohol. You start therapy. PTSD. Brain damage. Chronic pain. The therapist says you have CTE-related depression. The same condition that made NFL players kill themselves. Your brain is damaged beyond repair. It will only get worse. There's no cure. No treatment. Just management. Just trying to make it to tomorrow. You're 38 years old. And you're waiting to die. Not from a fight. From the accumulated damage of 1,000 fights. You're 42 years old. 4 years after rehab. You're sober now. Clean from pills. Don't drink anymore. But the damage is permanent. Your CTE has progressed. You have early-onset dementia. You forget things constantly. You can't remember faces. You can't follow conversations. You write everything down in a notebook. Otherwise it's gone. Your doctor says you have the brain of a 70-year-old. You're 42. You can't live independently anymore. You move in with your sister. She takes care of you. Cooks your meals. Reminds you to take your medication. Helps you shower because your hands don't work well enough. You're not even 50 and you need a caretaker. Your nephew is scared of you. You have violent outbursts. CTE-related aggression. You don't mean to. You can't control it. Your brain misfires. You break things. You yell. You cry. You don't recognize yourself anymore. This isn't you. This is what fighting made you. You think about your life. 64 fights. Maybe more. You can't remember the exact number anymore. Your brain won't hold the information. You made maybe $500,000 total over your entire career. That's less than $8,000 per fight. After medical bills, legal fees, training costs, you probably netted $200,000. For destroying your body. For destroying your mind. For destroying your future. You're 42 years old with the brain of a 70-year-old and no memory of half your life. You watch old videos of your fights. Someone posted them on YouTube. You don't remember most of them. You see yourself getting hit. Over and over. Head kicks. Punches. Elbows. You count 47 significant head strikes in one fight alone. And you fought 64 times. That's thousands of hits to the head. Each one killing brain cells. Each one taking away a piece of who you are. You're not a fighter anymore. You're not anything. You're just broken. The doctors say you have maybe 10 years left. Maybe less. The CTE will progress. The dementia will get worse. Eventually you won't remember your own name. Eventually you won't be able to walk. Eventually you'll die. And when you die there will be no headlines. No tributes. No memorial. Because you were an underground fighter. Nobody will remember you. Nobody will care. You sacrificed everything for violence. And violence gave you nothing but scars and brain damage. This is the end. This is the rank system. Where we show you every level of the world's most dangerous hierarchies. Underground fighting promises money, respect, and glory. It delivers brain damage, addiction, and early death. If you made it this far, hit subscribe. Next week we're breaking down something different. Every rank in a cybercrime organization. From script kiddie to ransomware kingpin. And remember, combat sports can be beautiful when done right. Regulated. With medical oversight. With safety protocols. But underground fighting has none of that. It's just violence for profit. And the fighters always lose.